I work in a production capacity on about 110 shows a year.
They range from about
6 or 7 shows a month, and somewhere I have 1 or 2, so.
I was part of the International Drag Fest and I did at least 3 there, so.
At least twice a month, I would say, so like 24 performances a year.
Some months I'm doing 10 shows, sometimes I'm doing 1.
Last weekend I hosted 3 shows, and then in October I hosted 12 shows. So I couldn't even tell you.
Like every other week I had a show or 2 shows or 3 shows.
About 30, maybe more.
So in a year, I'm not entirely sure how much that is because I've lost all capabilities of math.
It doesn't ever get old because the audience is always different and the cast is always different, and there's just something like super special about that energy.
I'd get naked every day, but probably about twice a month.
God, I really don't know.
I count my money, that's all I know.
I'm here every Thursday at Mabel Peabody's for the Glitter Bomb Denton show.
There's Glitter Bomb on Thursdays in Denton at Mabel Peabody's.
And it feels like it's a really cool like underground queer scene there.
It's a really appreciative crowd.
It's a very open and safe space.
I do mostly my shows around the neighborhood, around Dallas on Cedar Springs.
One of the shows that I MC most often and that I'm most heavily involved in is Viva Dallas Burlesque, which happens on the 1st and 3rd Saturdays of every month in Dallas at Viva's Lounge.
I perform at Sue Ellen's for Mustache Envy and Panty Raid, and for Tuesday Teas as well.
At Sue Ellen's a lot. That's kind of my home base. Performed at Trees at the Dallas School of Burlesque. Ooh. I've performed at the Quixotic.
I did perform a lot out of state this year. I performed in 10 states. And I also made my international debut in Canada, which I know barely counts, but I had to use my passport to get there, so I'm counting that as my international debut.
I did have a point where I traveled a lot out of state and decided that I didn't want to do that quite as much. So the bulk of my performances are now more or less local, or at least Texas.
I'll perform pretty much anywhere as long as they're okay with me bringing a bodyguard if it seems sketchy. If I'm doing one of my more classic like squirrel numbers, they're like, oh, that's so cute and that's so funny. If I'm doing some of my weirder numbers, like my Tooth Fairy number where I chloroform somebody and then bash their teeth out, it's normally like a...
When people see me perform for the first time is either pride, happiness, sometimes confusion just because they're not really sure what a drag king is until they see me perform.
They look like they're on a first date.
Is this okay that this is happening? Like there are people naked?
I really shouldn't be turned on by this, but I am.
People come up to me and they say, I didn't know that could be done. I didn't know that was allowed.
And then they're like, I shouldn't have a boner, but I do.
This is a thing people do?
As nervous as we as performers get before putting on a show, you can always tell who is new to a burlesque audience because they look so nervous.
Like if somebody's never seen somebody like me before, it's always fun because they'll be like, wait, I thought you were a boy, or wait, I thought you were a girl. Like the back and forth is always hilarious to me because they don't understand that there's an in-between.
I'll be like, yeah, I'm a drag king. And they're like, wait, is that like a drag queen? Only, you know, and they'll come up with something crazy. It's not even boy, it's just like something, is that like drag queen and an alien?
If you have a diverse show, then your audience is able to see themselves in the performers, and I think they have a really moving experience when that happens.
Hopefully what you want to see is people not realizing how beautiful that can be, and like how powerful that kind of stage time can be, and like how just taking off your clothes makes you more than like, I don't know, that vulnerability. You're naked in more than just like clothes.
A giddiness inside of them. A lot of times people are drawn to it.
Some people will come up afterwards and ask me how to get into it or if I would mentor them. And other people are just really happy to support me and come watch my shows and are proud of me for doing something that they wouldn't be able to do.
You just get kind of absorbed in the environment and sort of the culture that it creates.
If I can give somebody an awkward boner, I feel like I've done my job as an artist.